Welcome to VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. Football time? Yes, it is football time. I like it. I love it. It's football time. I've figured the code. I've cracked the football code. I cracked the code on how to be a champion, how to be successful. Depending on what league, it may change a little here or there, but for the most part, the structure of how to be successful it's well known. I think I've cracked the code, and I think it's well known within the circle of people who are all about winning. And this only applies to the league. If it's a cup, if it's a tournament, that's tricky because anybody can win, anybody can lose one match. But when it comes to consistency, when it comes to the longevity of the entire season of the league, then that's when these factors are a little bit more important and dependent. But first things first, you have to be competent. The people that's running the organization, and you can apply this to anywhere, they have to be competent. They have to have people that know what they're doing in charge so they can make decisions that make sense and make decisions that's beneficial for the entire team, the entire squad, and everybody knows and on the same wavelength, on the same level, and the communication is there. First off, without that, everything else means squat. And there's multiple examples out there. I'm pretty sure you can tell me a few, you can put in a few, you can suggest a few, and all of them will be correct. Assuming that you're talking about teams that actually try to win and want to win, or yeah, you can get a draw, and drawing is fine, long as you're drawing within the margins. That is, as long as you're drawing from the margins. Being competent, first off, is important. It's super duper important to be competent. If you're not competent, you can just get rid of everything else, as I was saying. Next, you gotta spend the money. You have to spend money. So if you're competent and you're spending money, I can stop right there. More often than not, if you're competent, you're spending money wisely, you're bringing in, getting the right players, and everything else is fine. It doesn't matter really who the manager is. He can be a figurehead. He can be a person that just looks at a sheet, looks at a pad, and puts you in the right positions, and everything is okay. Everything is all right. You will win. You would probably win because the talent is there. Up top, the competence is there. And I'm pretty sure the competent people won't leave a figurehead in charge that don't know what they're doing, or don't know what's going on, or couldn't manage their way in a parking lot pimping situation. If you get it, you got it. But if you don't get the reference, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe another time, another day, I'll explain it. But it's nothing derogatory. Not at all. It's a joke. Ha ha. Hee hee. Joke. Those two things alone will have you winning at least a title, at least being on top, or at least challenging for year after year after year after year. And as long as you're challenging, as long as you're up there, you're gonna win one of those years. You will win one of those years, assuming that you are competent. If you're not competent and you're spending, it doesn't matter. If you are competent but not spending, you might luck into one, but it all depend on the league. It all depend on where you are. But this code this method, this structure. Competent, spin, good to go. Everything else is like adding the topping on your sundae. Everything else is like the sprinkles on the sundae. Everything else is like the, you get it, icing on the cake. You just spin and be competent. I trust that the competence will overpower the spending, because you will be smart enough, knowledgeable enough to know when and where and how to spend and where it needs the most emphasis at. Everything else, it doesn't matter. You got those two, that's it. That's it. So yes, you can buy a title. You can buy a championship. You can buy just about anything. Tournament tricky. You can't win all of them. And there's going to be this fluky, tricky event or something within the match that can happen, and next thing you know, it's over with, you lose. Or it can go to penalties and you can miss a couple of those and you're done. Tournament tricky. It's more of a coin flip, but you have the opportunity to win more often than not. But the league, that's it. That is it. What do you think? Do you think that it takes more than just competence and spending to be successful and to challenge and to win? Or do you just think that you don't have to spend it all? You can raise, or you can bring up players through your system and just depend on them, and not bring any or not have any players or pieces that fit from the outside of your structure. You know what to do. You do. You really do.